Hello everybody, today we're playing Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time, we finished the first case relatively quickly, actually. It only took us 2 episodes. So, now we'll begin the second chapter. Turnabout Airlines, let's begin. The murder that occurred at my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. 2 days earlier. Whoa, are you okay? Don't die. You've only just begun this game, Edgeworth. Whoa. You can't. I get that you're trying to like tell a story, but this doesn't mean anything. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Okay, iFly. Thank you for flying iFly Airlines. We're currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We're asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Ooh. No. Wow, that's a lot of blood. That is a lot of blood. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. What's that say? Flight I-39 390, first floor lounge. This is an airplane? Like, this is all an airplane? Wow. This really must be in the future, these Ace Attorney games, because this is not what an airplane looks like. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? I guess I was up cold for about 10 minutes. Ha, slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittedly I'm less comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet end up in my pocket? Nah, my head. Won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake like turbulence to an elevator. From earthquake like turbulence to an elevator. Gotta get in the groove. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. Oh, yeah. I know what he's talking about. I was like, why is he afraid of elevators? I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. And dead body. I called it, dude. What in the world happened? Oh, what should I give her? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please turn to your seat. He's dead. Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. So how big is this airplane? Is it like the double-decker bus of airplanes? March 12th, 6:14 a.m. Flight 1390 or 1390. I don't know. Second class, second floor, first class. Oh, so there's 2 floors. Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenario. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. Minor. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I got a glimpse and it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on this flight? I hate, like, extras in these games. Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. You're still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So, until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We've already apprehended the culprit. Wow. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should I remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you that I'm not the killer. Being a prosecutor doesn't mean making you capable of murder, buddy. No, you listen here. I'm not the killer. I simply found the body. Poor Edgeworth, dude. His life sucks. So you say, however, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong, incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenario, is it? Yes? I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense, and the professional flight attendant inside you really call this action righteous. You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be very wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good, very well. Then, let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve, but I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. I don't have any evidence, dude! What am I supposed to do? Oh, probably press. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. Off of the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you in just as soon as we land. That's it. That's evidence. I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Witness Tenario saw. Alright, so there's something I do want to press on. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. This is what I'm curious about. The motor weapon dripping with blood. Really now. I swear that it was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the whole situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense. Professional flight attendants can't afford to be flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you in just as soon as we land. That's, I think, the last thing, right? Oh, I do have evidence. Oh. So, travel wallet picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. It wasn't mine, so whose is it? Crime scene notes. Ooh. Body found at 6:15 inside the elevator stop at the first floor lounge. That coloring looks a bit off. Wonder if my emulator's glitching out. And Sky Magazine details meals, movies, and other services inside. Touch the check button. Let's do it. All times. There's nothing really I can see from this. I'm sure this will be super important, but I can't see anything. So, except the meals, drinks, and etc. Alright, so here. Yeah, I figured. Miss Tenario. What is with all the yelling all of a sudden? Ugh, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenario, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body inside the elevator. It was this very travel wallet, Mr. Nario. How are you presenting that? What? Impossible! First of all, I like those animations. Second of all, if he's handcuffed, how is he showing her anything? He should have been stripped, like... well, strip searched. No, not strip searched. Patted down and all the evidence taken away from him. So, I don't know. Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly Stein. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff. I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Then... That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon was dripping. The murder weapon dripping with blood, in fact, does not exist. No! There. That should clear up that pesky accusation. Ooh, hold it. Oh, wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be as deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling, and the tract on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside, even you can tell from its appearance that it's a light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I've seen the contents of the wallet for myself. She's a pertinent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Nario, if you'd be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Yeah, so he can present it, but he can't, like, open it. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Oh, yes. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Or not? I'm rather curious myself. Who is this? Republic of Virginia. Hicks Ackby. Republic of Virginia. Oh, he must be like some sort of president or something. Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you! You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. With Scenario's logic. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive is very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspected me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? That smile she has to force. So is this entire case just like on the airplane, and by the time I get home I should be done with it? Well, that's just, you know, by the time Edgeworth gets home. As you claim the murder weapon is still isn't the travel wallet, alright. So I'm not sure what how I should approach this. Meals, drinks, movie? Oh, those are times, I see. So 10, at 12, at 2, at 4, at 6, at 8, at 10, at 12, at 2, at 4, at 5, at 6, at 8. Huh. I'm not sure how I should take this information in. Alright. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you're done with the vile deed. Huh. Oh, there we go. We can get a better view of him. Nope. Alright. His money was scattered around him. This is too easy. I mean, it is just a flight attendant. I'm not trying to insult flight attendants, but this one in particular is not very bright. I wonder if I might get a word on Mr. Nario. What is it now? Mr. Nario, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was momentary theft. one glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene that would prove that the motive for the murder was not the money? The money on the... Probably the wallet, actually. Probably the credit card. Let me direct your attention to that thing strewn all over the floor. Ah! That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. But your by your rationale, these were the very things that the killer was after. Ah! I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there is no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet... Oh yes, the wallet. You also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. Ah! If you're really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, and you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet, I... Forgive me, please! Good. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Ha, don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Mr. Nerio. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought it was that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. What? Alright. Let's see. Bush. Fat dude. Guy trying to do a Hadouken. Guy. Fuyuhiko. If you understand Danganronpa, you know what I just said. Scissors. A leaf. An arrow going upwards. Hadouken guy. Waves. Fuyuhiko. A key. And an exclamation mark. What is it now? I'm not going to read the next line. That is one heck of a character if I've ever seen it. Mr. Naria, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... Ooh. I said that he was giving it a runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir? I want this person to be under arrest until we arrive at the airport. I think I like that voice. I might change it, I don't know. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I'm finished talking to Alexa, yep. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. How dare you try to waste my time? So that you were the one who stuck your nose in my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Instrument, yes. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I'd hope that I don't dissolve in water, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, I don't think I've caught your name. I'm Zingler Block 2, the second. I am a very wealthy man in Virginia. I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer. I'm a rich seller of beauty. Miss LeBlanc, what did you just mean? What do you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth is giving me the runabout? I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I don't even have a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim going to the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was actually at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of the time? At 6, he says. What? Wait, you saw him at 6? Well, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was a prosecutor, yes? I might change his voice, I don't know, I kind of like it. If it's racist, then fine, whatever, but... Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too, I was watching the movie enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was sitting here, I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? There's a glitch in one of the chairs. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? Still have no way of discounting what you've put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say, but what do you have, what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony? Of course, I was looking at the man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? That's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with a quick click click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone, a laptop, an organizer, I can see, but it's kind of low budget. Alright, so this was in 2009. We live in 2017 now. Every passenger on this plane would be using their phone. I had another little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. It all produces ugly sounds. Anyway, another song. Maybe a deeper voice. Maybe more high pitch. I don't know. Mr. Tenario? Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? It would grant me a little measure of time. I'm sure I can produce. If you grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I could produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. A fox in a duck pen. Yes, I think Tyler's hair is saying in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Mr. Tenario, you wait until we arrive. There's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This shall not be approved! Please, Mr. LeBlanc. In an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. While you pet that strange gold statue. I'll be right back. Oh boy. We're not planning to arrest evidence when you're doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. I love him. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I'm on your debt, Mr. Tenario. However, there is one condition. I'm to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I'm still a suspect in this case. Gah! I will take full responsibility and watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you need my help with anything, please feel free to touch the partner button. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. What's this? Oh boy, here we are. So our partner this time is Mr. Tenario. I wonder where Gumshoe is. I guess he wasn't going on this trip with us. Let's save. So there is something I've got to do. Are you in need of assistance? Oh, I guess we can't talk to her anyway. But let's first present this. Even if you show that to me, I still cannot allow you free reign. I'm sorry, but I must admit that I still have my doubts about you. Guilty until proven innocent, I say. Correct. Alright, let's talk about this. Mr. Tenario, I'd like to ask about you investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could pass me a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, verily. Do you pinky swear you do on your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Good. That conversation was well worth it. I just love this guy. Let's talk to him. Mr. LeBlanc seems to be protecting the Van Gorent case on the chair rather closely. It's a marvelous face, don't you think? I dare to say it's as a professional attendant. I don't think there's any real connection between the piece of art and being an attendant. But I'm not just any old attendant. I'm a professional flight attendant. As though there was such a thing as an amateur flight attendant. Yeah, kind of. Are you Are you like Super Saiyan 3 right now? What is with this person? Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there! If you need something, ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you! Terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. However, her boss had seen that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Freaking, I feel so bad for Gumshoe now. Like, this is obviously what he has to go through on a daily basis. You're gonna get your pay cut. In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid the elevator is not in service. Get the first floor lounge, we should take the stairs. Wow. Wow. Can I take a look at that vase, dude? Oh, let's see. He won't let me. What is he pointing? Don't get near me, you criminal! He said, don't get near me, you criminal. I'm not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. But that's contrary to the facts! He says, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine, thank you very much. I don't really like, you know, doing all these side things that... I mean, like, something that doesn't affect the case anyway, just talking to a bunch of civilians. Alright, first floor lounge. We've already been here, so I don't need to... I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nario. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed. I see. I'll bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. We wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. When we do, we ask that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time was at his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time is up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might be hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for, at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes, and first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all. Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near the crime scene since the murder was discovered earlier. Alright then. Now then, let's get started. Well, where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 and 6:15. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. If you are to believe that what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business would be to gather information to win your trust. Alright. Let's do it, then. Glasses and kennels are thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. Oh my gosh. I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. I guess the shaking of the plane was enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know since I was unconscious for most of it. I want to take a look at this then. Can we look at this, please? It's toppled over chair and another victim of the turbulence. Ah, no! Look at all the grape juice staining the back. Man, it looked like it. This chair was extremely valuable. It was. Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are extremely popular international band. They added the Pals as it became more popular, especially among teens. Well, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. I wish I was Detective Gumshoe about them later. One second, that I can already see how confusing this conversation would get. Wow. This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into the CD drive. It's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but its keys disperse along the music as though they were really something playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overcomplex toys. Wow. Edgeworth with the roasting. Alright, well, we got this, obviously. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through this area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. explorer, no matter how kind you are towards me. Know that it does not clear any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. Alrighty, I think there's some up here too. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? And tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but look like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. Is this the same thing? There are a few copies of the Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. It's not a bad idea. A particle from a participle. No, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. How old is she now that I'm thinking about it? Let's look at our events once more. Profiles. So we have the victim, who is 28. He was a first class. 24. Okay. An iFly Airlines flight attendant charged with taking care of the first class. And finally, if I can, there we go. 62. What a glorious man. Zinc, from North European Republic of Virginia, says he's a wealthy art dealer. Kind of obsessed. Oh, he's also from. Wasn't our guy like from sort of? Let me look at it. Can't we? Come on now. Seems that this passport. Yeah, I don't know. Can I look at the passport? Can I read the passport, please? I think you gave me a look at it earlier. I guess not. Alright. What's this? Is it a statue? Who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other is him in his 80s. Did the man actually age in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. Yeah, like, I guess. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew key card. So the only floors accessible to the passengers are the first and second, huh? I think I have some logic to do. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking cranny. Can we go into logic for a second, please? I have an idea. I would like to connect these two. It makes sense to me. Yep. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. There we go. I figured as much. Nothing. Good. Alright. So what's this? What is this sinister looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank for bank of our company mascot, Mr. iFly. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise that we sell in our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and it's so popular that we're down to the last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been a murder weapon? Huh. Well, there's his credit cards. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. What's this? No. They're talking about the thing under him. I guess those are just bills. Let's look at the body. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. He's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right here. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's trembling now. She's over the trembling now, although a new symptom has happened to appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks. The blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Alright, I know for a fact. Even his glasses are broken. Oh, that might have been Edgeworth, I don't know. Alright. I'm gonna do logic. Once again. Let's connect these. There we go! A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the master of the obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is the murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more befitting. Oh, did he say Master of the Oblivious? Probably. Hilarious. I don't know yet. There's nothing unusual about this area. Well, okay then, fine. We're clearly not done here. Oh, is that something sticking out of his pocket? There's something sticking out of his pocket. Yep, that's just what I said. If you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. Looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. That's probably the airport. Oh, deduce. Alright, is it time to deduce something? Is this about somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Indeed it is. Eureka! Got him. Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? Ahem. His cell phone, Mr. Nario. Ah, so I guess it's because it's not here. Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Huh. Okay then. There's no grape juice residue on the soles of his shoes. I think it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered the elevator after the turbulence. I feel like that one was probably hard to find. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Mr. Scenario. Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here. Yes, it is a rather tragic crime. I'll say, robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death. Talk about rubbing in the salt. Can't forgive someone who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor, I shall solve this case with logic and deduction. To go over all the leads I've collected so far one time. The key to solving this lies with the intersection of my logic and evidence. The story leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. This room is getting off the scent of women's perfume. Don't you think that perfume would smell great? However, to me it simply smells. Huh. Not that I have any interest what lies beyond this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. What was that? Is that a reference or something? I don't know. I think he's just silly. What a goof Edgeworth is. Yeah, the shop's back there. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. The shop must be clues to be found here in the lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. Alright. Oh, here we go. Someone spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What's the important piece of evidence in this scene? That shoe print dude? What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree that they're a set of footprints. So you think... Yes, these belong to our killer. Well then, maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. That was a new sprite, I think. So they lead to the shop, then. This grape juice in a pool at my feet. Unfortunately, the delightful scent of grapes is obscured by the unpleasant smell of the crime scene. The scent in the air. It's the same smell as the smell of my towels after they come out of my home dryer. I would have never expected something like that by looking at you. I suppose everyone has something unpleasant about them. Okay. I think things are just flying over my head, but Alright. Are we done here? No, it would say investigation complete, so I guess we're not done here. What else do we have? Nope. Huh. We already examined the body. We already examined the table. There we go. What's this? Can I examine that, please? What's this thing? What's this thing? What's that thing on the ground? It's like a bucket or something. I don't know. There are a lot of bottles around here. Yeah, I'll definitely be cutting this part out. I have to wonder though, what else could there be? I already went in logic, right? Or did I just get a new piece? I got a new piece, alright. Yep, here we go. Alright. Yep. I have it! I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me the very fact that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see his soles are spotless. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It was actually one other person inside the elevator. Alrighty. Yep. Good job, me. What's going on over there? What? Oh boy. Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. This is unforgivable. I forgot his voice already. You understand what I'm saying? This movie is late. It is the same level of bad as the plane arrived late. But the movie. What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Not tell me what to do. I need not sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, do you prove you're innocent yet? If you like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, there's room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail more. Fine, suit yourself. Ooh. What I saw. I'm certain that I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that lounge, yes? Then you are the only person in the lounge at that time. Must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at this supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. Do you think you can destroy it then? Come, let's see. Hurry, I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you. Do I look like the man? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one being accused of murder here. In a way, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow and fast. I forgot his voice. I remember I liked it a lot. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks under that elevator. It was when the needles on my watch pointed. The needles on my watch. Well, let's just. No, that was false. Alright, just managed now on this piece of evidence. I cannot believe how much time I've spent here. You'll pay for this time with your piece of evidence. Well, no, stop. This is an invaluable piece of evidence. If you don't know how to use it, then give it to me. I will prefer to use it for you. No, I know how to use it just fine, thank you. This would have made a tiny error. Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal. He certainly has a lot of confidence in his testimony. Oh. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. Oh yeah, who else was in there? Mr. LeBlanc was able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time. Of course, I saw what was inside. And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. So this last outburst is a bit too important to get let go. The only person inside that was Mr. Hicks man. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and 12. Alright, so that's probably what I'm... Let me see, which one proves that it was... Probably not that. Would it be the grape juice or would it be the body? Because I'm not sure which one of them proves them wrong. Alright, it was the grape juice. Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is a set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out to the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Can you please translate for us? Oh my gosh, who is this character? No way, that's totally impossible. I guess is what he said. No way, that's totally impossible. I know there is no other person in here. I saw it with my own eyes. I guess that's my backup voice if I forget his actual one. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. Then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you record the details of what you witnessed for me? Looks so constipated. Like, what is that face? I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and then I saw clearly into the elevator that he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one! Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Do you dare to have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Alrighty. That face! I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. Why? So, are you still upset now? I'm always upset. The only time I'm not upset when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. I was always checking the time, over and over and over again. Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time. In money! You understand the point. What movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and the starting time. Interesting. So it was around 6, yeah? Yeah, I guess he's right. The movie was supposed to start around 6, if not a little after. Actually, that looked more like 7 to me. They're supposed to start license to love, laugh, maim, and murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I could not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late. Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it if it's alright. The movie I want to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. Yeah, I think I like this place. Now, I do have a problem with that, because it goes 10, 11, 12, 1, so that movie probably started at 7, not 6, thus you must be wrong. No, I am wrong. I guess I have to press him. Oh, yeah, correct. What does that have to do with the present situation? We compromise of the parts against and speak. I dare say I don't deal in such double talk. My art dealings are clean. That's all well and good, however, this piece of evidence. There's no value in that. I'm not interested in buying that from you. There's plenty of value in it, even just superficially. Sorry I didn't read all that. I thought it was just the normal one. So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes. I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. Mr. Nario, when was the movie shown on flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply sat through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No, stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did I miss a movie that was clearly hoping to see? I checked my pocket watch many a great number of times, that I must know for sure. Watch is set to my destination's time. I always set it when I board the plane. You sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Yes, of course. I'm a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have very many places to go, and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That's a very valuable statement you just made. Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me. That's alright. All I require is this piece of testimony. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. Let me see. All times show to our current departure time zone. Ah. So I was on the right track. Got him. Got him. Mrs. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I used my pocket watch to this destination when I came on board. Now, if your watch had been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth 6 cents. What? I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine clocks on this flight in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created in that time. Keep in mind that time in mind. New scenario for confirmation's sake. What time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Bulgarian time. What? The time difference between Bulgaria and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Whoa! Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time. Oh, that's... excuse me. Maybe that the time to be running 3 hours faster compared to the flight's onward clocks. Sorry, that was a wrong accent. That was a very wrong accent. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior to 3 a.m. My 1 million cents! My 1 million cents! This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question is now, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, I'm Cammy Mealy. I'm a flight attendant. Is it Mealy or Melee? I know, like, the actual pronunciation, but what's her last name? What is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. What? How can I be so sure of the time? Well, that's right. He pushed his call. That's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. At the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct? I have to read the name before I... Message for Mr. iFly. This flight will be making a brief stop to the... Alright. Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did no one board this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhengfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, you can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting, I should keep that in mind. I like this music. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off at 5 a.m. Right, and that puts the time of murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm trying to make her sound like drunk, which she obviously is. I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa. You were there the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then how do we explain the footprints? It's not that obvious. This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge, waited to kill him, and then put his corpse into the elevator. That's when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened here in that lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Why, do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than the lounge? Oh. Probably this, right?
Take that!
I don't need to hear your desperation stories. Groping for weeds, I think is how you say it, yes? I didn't mean to pull that piece out. It was a simple slip of the hand, I assure you. What? Other than the lounge, oh. I thought he said other than the plane. I am literally the dumbest human being. These footprints. In which direction do you think these are headed? That would be the in-flight shop. Correct. They are headed in the direction of the shop. They look disconnected. They end all of a sudden. You're right to the point. They do not form one continuous trail to the shop. However, there's another piece of evidence that connects the shop to a crime scene. Besides the footprints, what else points to the in-flight shop? Oh, yeah. Yes. Just thought of that. I just realized, actually. The motor weapon, a sort of piggy bank, is stored up at the in-flight shop. It is stored there and only there, and it's not displayed here in the lounge. Now then, how did it find its way here? Don't you think that's a bit suspicious? It's a trivial point. It only means that you prepared the taking it from the shop first before coming here. Doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Nah. Is there no way to win with this man? Hold it. If I may. What is it? You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and what do you know? And why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m. Isn't it just before we hit the patch of turbulence? That's right. If you were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, I was. Come to think of it. Scenario, when I found the body, I believe you came out that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor? Yes. I had to do something in the shop and the in-flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky Magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now? I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Should we head over there then? Hold it. What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check this shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane, so I think we're alright. Huh? That's weird. What is it? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenario? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the ship over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop for the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenario, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I'll be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenario that has piqued my curiosity, but right now investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Oh, I don't have a partner anymore. Well, we will be doing that next time. Man, Today we really did a lot, didn't I? Freaking finger boy here. Alright, we're just gonna... Yes, alright. Thank you all for watching. I've been Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.